Hello YouTube. I am out here examining the ponds today. Pretty bright right now. Let me see, give me 1 second here. Maybe. That'll help me be able to see a little bit better. I had to turn up the brightness on my phone screen. Then I can actually see what it looks like. But I just fed some food. Some little tetracolor granules. I was just looking at all the shrimp. Man, you really can't see very good today. It's kind of bright. Oh, there's one right there. Just doesn't want to focus. My friend said I should get a polarizing lens or something like that is what he called it, or depolarizing lens or something like that. And he's really good with cameras. He said that if I got one of those for my phone somehow and put that on here, then he said it would take away a lot of the glare on the top. I mean, it still looks pretty good. You can still see the fish. And my camera actually is not working quite as good right now because of just the way the lighting is right now. The sun's like right up there, and when it's kind of this side, like you'll be able to tell the difference over here. Yeah, it's focusing so much better. Right down to the bottom. Still not like amazing, but like on the other side it was definitely not doing very good. Let's see if I can get it to focus here. Yep. Just working outside today a little bit. I figured I was going to see, I got a new leaf popping up back there. I'm thinking I'm going to add water to these. This one doesn't really need it very bad, but this one over here, if you can see, it's like twice as low. It's like twice as far down from the plug almost, or maybe like 1.5 times as far down or something. But yeah, it's still pretty far down. So yeah, I think I might take this. That guy was kind of dying, and I think this one's kind of dead too. Let's see if I can just remove it too. Oh no, it's still in there. So I don't know how they just like started getting pulled out. I guess the wind that started pulling them out. This one's still in here a little bit. I'm gonna actually, you see, I was like trying to see if I could just pull it out because this one's kind of dying too, but it's still kind of alive. So I wonder if maybe I just take a little bit extra gravel and throw in here. I'm gonna try to push this down in a little bit further, and then move some gravel around. It's gonna be really hard to get it to sit. But I definitely like it to stay. Man, I'm gonna have to sit down the phone. It's not gonna work out me trying to do that. Actually, no, that doesn't work. It almost worked, guys, I promise. Alright, give me a second, guys. Just take a second. I'm gonna just see what I can do to rearrange this guy. Okay, I need some of my gravel. Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry, I just had to dig out a little tiny amount of dirt, kinda pushing back down in there. And then I just got a handful of my extra gravel from in there, and see if that'll keep it in there for at least a little bit longer till these little ones that it's got coming out of them. I want it to root at least pretty good, so they end up turning out like this guy, this nice sturdy one. See these? They're attached to that, or either that or they're just tangled up in its roots. This looks like another one coming up. So yeah, this thing's pretty cool. It replicates quite a bit. I don't think I'm gonna hurt it putting gravel in there. Don't think I should. Yeah, but basically, just kind of wanted to talk to you guys before. I'm about to, I got some water. Oh, wow. Look at this thing's rhizome. Looks way healthier than it did before. It's like a big old freaking potato underground or something. Tuber. Alright, so I'm just going to cover that back up a little bit. To where it's at least kind of covered. But I bet it's rooted down in there really good. And this one you can't really see, but its rhizome's been looking that healthy for a while. It's always pretty much looked that healthy. Can't quite see it as good. Oh, my male cat's chasing my female cat. Yeah, but I'm just basically going to add some more water into these today, and figured I'd talk a little while before I did it while I was out here feeding. Everything seems to be doing good out here. I'm thinking about bringing, I got like a giant crypt inside. Like it's a really big crypt. It's a Cryptocorin Wendtii, red or brown. Not sure which. One of the two. It's not the green version though. It's definitely got a lot of red in it. A lot of bronze in it. Just stirring my green water really quick. Come back and feed these later. Probably feed these today actually. Maybe. We'll just see. Alright, that should be stirred enough. Yeah, but what I'm going to do today, now that I've got my outside fish fed, I got my cats fed, I'm going to wash out all my buckets. So here's one of them. Wash out all my buckets. I'm going to fill up a bunch of buckets. Some of my buckets I use for like fertilizer for the plants and stuff, so I like to clean them out really, really good before I ever pass them back over for fish. Generally, I just use the same buckets for fish and the same buckets for fertilizer, but sometimes I'm like, man, I really want to fill up a bunch of buckets at once. And today's that day, because I'm probably going to need like, I'd say at least 5 to get those to the right height that I like them to be at. So yeah, and they evaporate a little bit slower the fuller they are, if that makes sense. Or it seems that way to me, rather. For the inside aquariums, it definitely works that way because your filter kicks up a lot more water from that constant like wave pressure of it just like dropping water in over and over again. If the water's really shallow, if it's dropping this far, then it's kicking up a bunch of mist. Like water droplets and stuff are just going everywhere, and that's turning into evaporation a lot faster than if it's just a stagnant surface. Whereas, you know, out here, it is still, I think, going to affect it, because like the shallower the water gets, I think the hotter it warms up faster, and the colder it gets faster, and all that, which kind of affects evaporation too. So yeah, just trying to keep them full, keep them like full-ish. Keep the fish nice and happy. Keeps the nitrates lower because there's more water for the nitrates and stuff to spread out. I'm doubting there's probably not too many nitrates in my ponds because I got those plants growing pretty fast. And I have, like, you guys can't really see it, but I have underneath the, here, I'll go over there and see. You guys can kind of see it. It's just not, it doesn't show up as good on video as I want it to. I have a dwarf aquarium lily down there too, but I think that the duckweed was just too much. I think if I do another pond next time, you can kind of see the dwarf aquarium lily down there. It's got more leaves on it than when I put it in here, so it's not dead. But it's not growing very fast. Let's see what it feels like. And the rhizome doesn't feel soft. It feels sturdy, so it's still alive. But yeah, underneath here, I've got, like right there, some moss growing on the branch. I got quite a bit of moss in here, and some Java ferns. So that's helping cut my nitrates down a little bit too. Can't remember where I put the other Java ferns in this one, but there's just like patches of moss kind of spread out. I think that's a patch of moss right there too. I just kind of threw them in because I want the white clouds to make babies out here, and they do it best when there's moss. It helps them out, especially when you have like any inverts in here. They will just eat the eggs. Like, you'll be like, oh yeah, my white clouds are fat. They're definitely, they're having eggs. They're laying eggs or whatever, you know. They're gonna have some babies, and you just never see babies because all the eggs get eaten. But that's the crime of having inverts. They keep your aquarium clean, and you know, technically, to them, eggs are, you know, something else that they could scavenge. Oh, I'll have to see if I got that in my video. I was coming out to get the mail, but I don't want you guys to know what my address is. You guys might come attack me or something. I don't trust that. But anyway, yeah. I'm gonna go look at these. I planted these raspberry plants out here, like at the beginning of the summer or spring or something like that. I just kind of want to see if any of them grew up. My friend, he's been not mowing this to see if they grew up. I think that all this is weeds. This looks like all weeds. Yeah, I don't think this. They were on clearance at Walmart. There's my little walk into the woods spot right there. We kind of cut it out. It looks nice back there. Yeah, they were on clearance at Walmart though, so they're like really, really cheap. And my girlfriend wanted to buy them. I think she bought them without me being there, but I can't remember. And then like when I brought them home, at least the first one I opened, it looked bad. It was like, yeah, it had like leaves growing off of it, but the leaves had like died. And I know when you get the bare root raspberry plants, you're supposed to have a few leaves on them, and the leaves had just like already shriveled up and turned brown by the time I even got it to my house. So I was like, wow, that's not good. It's probably not gonna grow. Anyway, take these guys all to the bathroom. And I got a couple more in here. And I will probably start making some water. Fill up all those ponds. Fill up those 2 ponds and maybe get some green water going. Oh, this aquarium's on. I didn't expect it to be on. We'll go ahead and feed it then. You guys won't be able to see just for a second. And then I'll show you guys. See if anything starts coming out, do anything crazy. Like I said the other day, I did have a bristlenose die in this aquarium, so I was pretty sad about that. I haven't had anything die for a while, and it always makes me sad when, like, I'm not gonna lie, I do occasionally have a red cherry shrimp die, but there's like so much like inbreeding with red cherry shrimp, and like even if you have a really, really good genetic line, you're still gonna have a couple shrimp here and there come out of a breed that it just doesn't do good. So I never really worry too much about the shrimp dying, as long as it's not like, if it's like 5 or 10 all at the same time, I'm like, oh wow, there's something going on. But if it's just one, I never really count that too much. But yeah, I was pretty sad about the bristlenose dying because he's a big guy. I don't know if I didn't have enough food in here, but he's got I have like a big old chunk of driftwood and a bunch of algae growing in here. And I mean, it's not like I'm not saying I wonder if he didn't have food, because I don't feed. I do feed, of course. You guys see me feed quite a bit. But I don't know if I just wasn't giving him enough food or what. A bunch of snail eggs on the top of the glass. I'm just gonna fuck them up really quick. Hate snails, man. I really like my Minerites and mystery snails actually, but I just hate pest snails because they just replicate. But there's not too many in here right now, so yeah. And that's another thing. I wonder if the snails are out competing for food, but I just really don't feel like snails could outcompete a bristlenose for food. They're pretty fast and they want to be. I wonder if he was just a little bit sick, because he always used to hide for like a long, long time. So I don't know if maybe he had something wrong with him or was like at a disadvantage to the other bristlenose in the tank, or I don't know. But anyway, that is all, YouTube. I'm being boring now. Just say goodbye to my cat. Bye, Carly. Psst. Hey. Hey, Carly. you gotta say bye, Carly. Okay, that's bye. That's bye enough. Oh, she was like, nope, you're getting too close.